We are coast to coast across this planet on World Space Satellite Radio in 134 countries, XM Satellite Radio, online in America as well, and DirecTV Channel 824. All right, Johnny, you ready?
I'm ready.
To the phones we go, and we find our friend Stipko from probably the world's coolest online and print publication for celebrity news and pop culture. We call it Buzzine Magazine. Hey, you there?
Nice work. That was beautiful.
You on a plane?
Yeah. We're.
Can you tell us where you're flying to?
36,000 feet above. I think we're probably actually above you right now. We're coming back from the European over the ponds, so to speak.
Can I ask you a question? Does your pilot know, or are you in a private jet that you can do this? Do they know that you? Because don't they make you shut your friggin' phone off? And who knew it worked that high?
Yeah, no, I know, right? No, this isn't cell phone. This is like the plane phone.
Dude, this is going to cost you a friggin' mint. All right. Well, anyway, here we go. Then we'll get to the meat of it, because Stipko has turned us on to somebody, and I want you to give the setup for this, and then we'll go into it. All right, you start, Stipko.
Well, here's the deal. I can barely read my own name, so much less I don't go out and read books and this and that because I just don't have damn time. But there was one book that caught my eye a while back, and it was by an author that is sort of, I don't want to slam the guy, but he's kind of, I don't know, sell out. I don't know.
You are kidding, aren't you? Because he's on.
No, not that. I'm not talking about the Thomas who was.
Oh, thank God!
Oh, all right.
What a setup! Holy crap!
No, I'm talking about another author, and he did a series of books. The Client and Pelican Brief and all these, and I was really into them. I said, wow, I think I'm going to try this reading thing, It's kind of
reading can be fun.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works, being in the print and media world. So, I really got into it, and then I start to, tinker around a little bit, and a buddy of mine, Matt, turned me on to, actually, who turned me on to him? Remember Every Monday Matters, Matt Immersion?
Oh, of course, we love Matt Immersion, yeah.
Matt turned me on to this author that he knows for a couple different ways. I said, wow, let me check this out, and his name's Thomas Greanias, and he's like the official, New York Times best-selling novelist and all this stuff, and I had no idea because, like I told you, I read fortune cookies and sushi menus, and that's about as far as
it's funny because your writing on Buzzine.com is actually rather eloquent and insightful, so I'm pretty surprised.
I hire a lot of people too.
That's it. You see, that's L.A.
He has people.
Very good. He has his people who read and write, so that's good.
I mean, I'm getting lines fed to my headset right now. So,
hey, Thomas, are you there?
I'm here.
Welcome to the show. Dude, were you like, what the hell is he talking about as he was leading into this?
I was waiting for a punchline, waiting for the other.
I didn't get to finish my setup here. What are you doing?
All right.
So long story short is, since you've already deflated and popped my is I came across Thomas Greanias, and I take a look at his book. His previous book is he's got these the downloadable books. Right? I mean, that's where he's been huge as well. And he's got this huge audience and like 1 million fans. And I'm going, God, there must be something to this guy. I dig in a little deeper, and I see that he's sort of meshed this real life world with the world of Atlantis and the White House archaeological digs and photos revealing secret digs beneath the U.S. Capitol. And I'm going, God, there's really something cool to this. What's so funny now?
It's just the way you're describing it.
The secret.
I come across this guy over here. And I realize from reading his book, this guy must be able to read and write very well. It's amazing.
Now, this guy knows how to put words together, something crazy.
It's so friggin' believable.
How do they do that?
The guy must write well, and so what has he done? How perfect. He's written a friggin' book. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah, he puts these things together.
Jesus Christ. All right. Thomas Greanias.
By the way, F you guys.
Thank you very much.
Stop it. You're on a plane. Okay, now, Thomas, we're going to set this up the right way, and hopefully you'll be able to hear this, because I went to Thomas's site, which is the AtlantisProphecy.com, because that is the book that was released yesterday, correct?
That is right.
First day it hit the shelves, and listen to this. Listen. Strap yourselves in, kid.
Yeah.
There it is.
A dead father's cryptic tombstone. America's most startling state secret. Major monuments are aligned and about to lock with the stars. Now, a prodigal son is plunged into a deadly race to save the world from its date with destiny.
The Atlantis Prophecy by New York Times best-selling author Thomas Greanias.
Coming April 15th.
Yeah.
Holy crap. All right, first
In a
question.
world.
How come you didn't hire us to do that?
Yeah. Because he didn't know us.
You know, but now I do.
We could have done that.
He'll never touch us again.
A prodigal son.
That's
Dude,
great.
You know what
And
I
the
love about
visuals
this?
that go with it.
You got politics. This is what I pick up because honestly I
Okay.
haven't read it into
Yeah,
the book.
all right, you got
I'm like
politics.
John and I are like Larry King. I don't read the book ahead of time. I don't know anything about you. I want to be like the common man who gets to meet you for the first time, Thomas. Okay, so you got politics, you got astronomy, and you got the end of the world. That's a big friggin' book, dude.
Well, it's archaeological.
It's archaeological. Yeah, you got it right.
Is that the right word? Archaeological?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
well,
logical
close.
With
Yeah.
Archie in there.
Welcome to the show, Thomas.
Thank you for being here, and with an introduction like that, I mean, what do you need me for?
Tell us about how
Your
did you
writing
evolve to the Atlantis prophecy?
You know what? Or devolve. I think,
Well, now that you're on the show, we know that the devolve is in
Yeah.
motion.
you know, I was always writing, and as a kid, I wrote little poems that used to get read on like WGN back in Chicago, and I went into journalism for a while, and I reported for some newspapers, and then I was a correspondent for NBC in Washington, and I think that the broadcast style of writing, where you get basically 3 paragraphs to tell a story versus some 30-inch column in a newspaper, actually did help quite a bit in terms of trying to create a lean, spare writing style as far as the novels go. And I always, something Elmer Leonard had said really stuck with me. It's a trick that every writer should figure out, and it is, he says, I just don't write the parts that readers skip.
Smart.
Got
Got it. I know exactly what you mean, dude. Yeah.
So basically, the Atlantis prophecy, I left out all the parts that people skip. So from page 1 to the end, it pulls you in, through the whole story, and basically about 99% of it is actually true.
Get the hell out of here.
No, not at all. It's true.
Even with something going on underneath the Capitol building, something happening under there.
That's called the visitor center.
Stop
They've
it.
been digging that thing for 3 or 4 years now.
Interesting that it's taken that long, hasn't it?
Yes, it is.
Wonder if it's a cover for something else they found out.
Oh, look at you! You're just throwing the little flames on the fire, aren't you, Thomas Greanias?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So the book is out yesterday, and when you were here in Washington, you're not from the Washington area.
No.
No.
I lived there for a while when I was reporting.
Well, I want to get your feel on this because when we moved here, now John's lived here all his life, but I moved here 8 years ago, and our studios were in downtown D.C., so every morning coming in, I would drive by the Lincoln Memorial and the Jefferson Memorial and the Washington Monument, and a morning didn't go by that I just wasn't amazed and continually enamored by those monuments, right? And I noticed that they play a truly pivotal role in the Atlantis prophecy with the aligning of the stars and the astronomy and the placement of the monuments. How did you get this feeling for these monuments? I mean, was it when you moved here and you were working around them?
That's where it started. And then one night after the President's State of the Union address, a friend of mine in the government said, "Hey, you want to see something?" So she took me
Okay.
under the U.S. Capitol.
Some of the other books.
And
Really?
I saw something, and I found out for the first time somebody actually said, "Well, these are all lined up with the stars." And I said, "Get out of here." And I ended up doing some research, talking to some more people, and what was really amazing is that the overall site plan for the mall was designed by Pierre L'Enfant, French Freemason and architect for George Washington.
And he also did Philadelphia as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He did a lot of things before he ended up getting fired from various projects.
Okay.
So he designed the mall area. And the site plans were originally set up for what they called the Congressional House. It became the Capitol, the Presidential Manor, which was the White House, and then the Washington Equestrian Statue, which ended up becoming the Washington Monument. It was going to be an equestrian statue. And each of these key monuments were built over different periods of time in American history, but the site plan was designed right there in 1789, 1790 by Pierre L'Enfant.
Wow.
And interestingly enough, his original design, which shows the star alignments, was allegedly submitted to Congress in that year, by 1790, and that plan ended up back with Washington at Mount Vernon, and on Washington's death, nobody could find the original design. So the one that they've got in the Library of Congress now is actually the second, quote, original design that L'Enfant did, which removes the star alignments.
Ooh. Oh.
Yes. But when
Conspiracy begins.